Is this the end of HYBE's perfect image in the eyes of the public? Why did Jungkook, who's long been known for his silence and loyalty to his agency, suddenly speak out about a massive scandal involving his closest friend, Taehyung? And even more suspicious, why did Taehyung suddenly fly to Los Angeles without tight management escort? This question is now shaking the entire BTS fandom around the world. ARMY is trembling. Global media is frozen. Are we witnessing the beginning of the collapse of a system long guarded by the K-pop industry? Jungkook wasn't joking. In a live broadcast lasting 38 minutes, with no prior notice, Jungkook appeared with a serious face and trembling voice. There was no usual intro, no warm greetings. He simply opened the live with the sentence, "I've stayed silent for too long. It's time you all knew something that's been hidden from you, especially about Taehyung." Fans who have always loved BTS never imagined that behind the warm smiles and glamorous performances of the members, there was a deep and dark secret. According to Jungkook's confession, this scandal has been going on since 2023, precisely when BTS began their military service and group activities started to pause. During that break, something unsettling was happening behind the scenes. And the main victim of all this was Taehyung. What exactly happened? Jungkook revealed that Taehyung had been under pressure from management regarding his solo project. According to him, Taehyung had a different artistic vision and wanted to release an album with a more personal approach, more honest and bolder in touching on social issues. But HYBE, Jungkook claimed, systematically steered Taehyung toward a more commercial path, easier to sell, even if it meant sacrificing the principles and artistic identity Taehyung believed in. Not only that, Jungkook also mentioned that several of Taehyung's self-written songs were deliberately rejected from official albums, even though those songs received high praise from independent producers who had heard them. He mentioned one song titled Eclipse, which he said had incredible emotional power but was rejected for being too depressing for the general market. Jungkook, his voice shaking, said, "I know the content of that song, and I know where the inspiration came from. It's not fiction. It's real. It's pain." Jungkook's statement certainly escalated the situation, especially because just a few days prior, Taehyung was seen at Incheon Airport on a direct flight to Los Angeles. What was shocking? The departure was not announced by HYBE. There were no informed reporters, no bodyguards as usual, and even the staff who usually accompanied him were absent. Taehyung was only seen carrying one black backpack and wearing a face mask, clearly wanting to avoid the spotlight. But as expected, even the smallest movement from BTS members always sparks speculation. Many immediately linked Taehyung's departure to a possible secret meeting in LA, a city not only home to the world's entertainment industry but also where several artists and producers known to be close with Taehyung reside. Is he planning a major move outside of HYBE? Or even more extreme, is he preparing legal action in the live? Jungkook also touched on changes in Taehyung's behavior over the past year. He mentioned that his friend had become quieter, more withdrawn, and at times showed signs of mental pressure. He admitted trying to talk to Taehyung, but Taehyung only replied briefly, "I'm working on something. You'll know soon." Jungkook confessed that sentence made him anxious for weeks. Furthermore, Jungkook mentioned how several projects previously promised to include Taehyung actively ended up mysteriously removing his name from the final list. He showed screenshots of production documents, which he called proof that there was a systematic effort to minimize Taehyung's role in major HYBE projects. The climax was when Jungkook stated he had tried to voice this issue internally. But each time he brought it up to management, he only got normative answers. "We are considering all the best options." Jungkook firmly stated, "To me, Taehyung is not an option. He's human. He's my brother. And he deserves a rightful place, not just on stage, but also in decisions that concern his future." After the broadcast ended, everything changed drastically. Thousands of ARMY began flooding HYBE's official accounts with questions and demands for transparency. Some even called for a boycott of products and projects under the agency. Furthermore, several South Korean journalists close to the entertainment industry began releasing additional reports supporting Jungkook's statements. Meanwhile, reports from LA said Taehyung had met with several major producers, including musicians from independent labels known for championing artistic freedom. One source claimed that Taehyung had even signed a memorandum of understanding for a solo project outside of HYBE. If true, this would be a groundbreaking move. The public began wondering, is this the start of a silent rebellion? Will Taehyung become the first BTS member to break free from the system and stand on his own? And if so, will Jungkook follow? While many speculate, one thing is certain. This is not just an internal artist drama. This is a story about control, freedom, and dignity in an industry long seen as glamorous, but hiding immense pressure behind the curtain. HYBE has yet to release an official statement. But public pressure continues to mount. Even several senior musicians and public figures have started voicing their support for Taehyung and Jungkook. Across social media platforms, ARMY has formed a digital solidarity movement with the message, "We stand with the truth." The question now is, will HYBE be able to withstand the storm? Or are they, as netizens say, digging their own grave? Jungkook has opened a secret door that was long tightly shut. And ARMY, the world, even the K-pop industry itself, now watches with bated breath. Is this the beginning of artists rising against the system? Is the truth finally finding its way, even if it must come at the cost of pain and betrayal? And behind it all, one name now shines brighter than ever: Taehyung. He's not just an idol. He's now a symbol of resistance against a system that for too long has silenced personal voices in the name of commercialism. After various speculations, emotional reactions from fans, and widespread hype on social media and global forums, it's crucial to present a clarification based on real, verifiable facts. The lengthy article previously circulated about Jungkook exposing a major HYBE scandal against Taehyung turns out to have no accountable factual foundation. The information is speculative, exaggerated, and heavily relies on an emotional narrative not supported by official statements or authentic evidence. To this day, there has been no live stream or official statement from Jungkook that mentions or accuses HYBE of any scandal involving Taehyung. Jungkook has never spoken the dramatic lines claimed in the previous narrative, including statements about the song, Eclipse, or so-called internal documents allegedly proving pressure on Taehyung. All of that is a fictional narrative deliberately crafted to provoke curiosity and emotional reactions from readers, especially BTS fans. Based on tracking the official live broadcast channels of BTS and Jungkook on platforms like Weverse and YouTube, no such stream as described in the article exists. All of Jungkook's past broadcasts remain friendly, warm, and have never included accusations against the agency or internal members. In addition, there has never been any valid information or reporting from official South Korean media confirming systematic pressure on Taehyung by HYBE, let alone efforts to remove his solo work. Taehyung's trip to Los Angeles has also been confirmed by reliable sources as a personal trip related to scheduled promotions and music work that had already been planned. HYBE, as the agency, also stated that all member-related schedules remain under professional supervision and that there is no illegal activity or pressure placed on their artists. In several official interviews, Taehyung himself has shared that he feels given space to express himself freely in both solo and collaborative projects. It's important to understand that the Korean entertainment industry, especially involving world-class K-pop idols like BTS, is never free from dynamics, work pressure, and internal communication challenges. However, exaggerating issues without a factual basis only worsens the situation, creates misunderstandings among fans, and opens the door to public opinion manipulation. The previous article, although written in a dramatic journalistic style with a strong narrative, is essentially a work of fiction or emotional speculation that lacks factual basis. There is no direct evidence, valid quotes, or official reports supporting the contents of the story. This serves as a vital reminder to all readers and fan communities to be more cautious in absorbing information. especially in the digital age where hoaxes and clickbait narratives can easily spread without verification. This clarification is also important to protect the integrity of the artists themselves. Jungkook and Taehyung are both known as highly professional individuals who are respectful of their team and fans, and who have never taken emotional steps that could harm the reputation of their colleagues or agency. They are also close friends who support one another both publicly and behind the scenes. Therefore, it makes no sense that the two would be involved in internal drama as described earlier. HYBE, as one of the largest entertainment companies in South Korea and the world, is of course not perfect. However, to this day, there are no official records or public investigations stating that they have acted unethically toward BTS members, especially Taehyung. All projects and activities run by HYBE remain within industry standards, closely monitored by various institutions and directly observed by the public, TO Army, and the general readership. It's worth remembering that spreading or believing in speculative narratives without confirmation can have serious consequences, not only for the public image of the idols, but also for their emotional stability. Disseminating inaccurate information can cause anxiety, pressure, and even division among fan communities who should be united in their support for the artists. In conclusion, we firmly state that the previous article does not reflect real events. There is no major HYBE scandal against Taehyung as claimed. There was no live stream from Jungkook making such sensational statements. And there is no valid evidence supporting the entire narrative. The article is a piece of emotional fiction designed to deliver a dramatic storyline that attracts attention, but unfortunately, it misleads.